We have a wonderful podcast, a journey into the minds of strange people doing strange things. We wouldn't know anything about that here, but I'm James. On each episode of this podcast, we're putting our finger on the pulse. Society, society, understanding people, their behavior, what motivates them to do what they're doing. And today, crime. Guys, I think it's time to cool it with the goofs, okay? Look at me. Look at me, please. Let's get serious today, okay? I've had enough of like the goofing and the gaffing, and it's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun. But let's get serious. Look at me, please. Let's get serious for a second here on this otherwise silly show, okay? Crime. Is crime funny? Yes, but it was supposed to be a rhetorical question. But can crime be funny? Sometimes yes. Is the Tokyo police arresting a Yakuza leader because he stole 25 Pokemon cards? Also yes. Japan's once mighty Yakuza, notorious figures in organized crime, have seemingly fallen on hard times. You know, not enough people talking about that, okay? Times have gotten tough. Tokyo police have arrested a high-ranking member of the Tokinagawa gang, part of the country's second largest Yakuza syndicate, the Sumiyoshi Kai. His crime? The worst crime of all, stealing Pokemon cards. Actually, that is the second worst Pokemon crime that you can commit. The single worst Pokemon crime that anyone can commit is trading or selling you what is quite obviously a sticker. It's a sticker. Okay, Dylan. How about this, Dylan? How about I don't trade you my fucking Vaporeon holographic for your Beetle Man with the slash hands, not Scyther. I am not talking about Scyther. Holo version of that turned out to be a sticker. I fucking got that card back though, didn't I? Didn't I, Dylan? I mean, or whomever. Protecting people's identities. Crime-related show. Keep it safe. Yakuza, the Japanese equivalent of a gangsters or mafioso, was once a powerful force in the organized... What are we explaining who the Yakuza is? You know who the Yakuza is. Sora News 24 reported that Keita Saito, 39-year-old Yakuza leader, or Kanbu, was apprehended in late April for his involvement in a December 2022 petty theft involving stolen items worth 252,000 yen. Hey Siri, 252,000 yen in AUD? 2,500 bucks. So thank you Siri. Thank you. Jesus. Thank you Siri. No one will be unlocking any phones. Thank you. God. Thank you. Jesus. Anyway, if we can get back to it without being interrupted, thank you, Siri. God, I can't wait for AI to take over Siri's job. I'll tell you what. Not about AI taking over jobs, but if AI takes anyone's job, I hope it takes Siri's goddamn job. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so he stole about 2,500 bucks worth of Pokemon cards. The outlet attributed the rise in trading card thefts in Japan to several factors, including portability, ease of resale for cash, and difficulty tracking stolen cards. That is true. Yeah. Cards, very portable. Also, drugs, fairly portable as well, though. You know. Anyway, hey, what do I know? The crime syndicate? The business of crime? No. I'm going to leave it to the professionals. Thank you. Police also apprehended 56-year-old Hirofumi Kubishida, unemployed and with no known Yakuza ties, for allegedly playing a planning or leadership role in the heist. I'm sorry. So this head of some Yakuza is partnering up with a 56-year-old unemployed random man with no criminal ties to pull off the cheapest heist in modern memory. Hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to break in. We're going to steal about $2,000 to $2,500 worth of cards. Then we're going to leave. In all honesty, am I doing this for money? No, I am trying to get the Snorlax that I need to complete my original 150 set. Okay? So let's get it together. Kubishida denies the charges while Sato confesses to burglary and theft. Authorities are searching for 2 different accomplices recruited online for the crime. Kubishida can be seen in his mugshot, while Saito, with his unassuming demeanor, looks like someone you might expect to see entering a Pokemon card game tournament. What does that mean? You having a little dig at him at the end there? And he looks like a nerd. I'll tell you what. French newspaper Le Monde highlights the unusual nature of Yakuza leaders' arrest for petty theft in Japan. This is a stark contrast to their well-known involvement in far more serious criminal activities, as evidenced by the 2015 gang split that forced a Yakuza syndicate to cancel its annual Halloween trick-or-treat event for children. That's when you know times are tough. When the Yakuza are canceling their special parties. Oh, that was the warning sign. 2015, that was projections for us heading into a bad economy in the future. Berkshire Hathaway, we're storing 180 billion in cash. 2015 Yakuza syndicate. The Halloween party's cancelled this year. Yeah, we see where the economy's going, and we're going to need those cash reserves. In recent years, gangs have undergone a significant shift, moving away from violent crime and increasingly towards white-collar offenses. This aligns with a decline in gang membership and overall brutality over the past decades. Damn, dude, even because, we're talking about like, oh, Gen Z too soft to go to war or whatever, which can't blame them. And now it's, hey, Gen Z too soft to join Yakuza? Oh, what happened to this world? What is this, an uprising in compassion? Hate to see it. DW reports that stringent anti-gang laws have crippled the financial viability of gangs. These laws target businesses that associate with gangs and restrict gang members' access to various financial services, such as credit cards and pensions, making gang memberships a less profitable endeavor. That's why you got to move to the illicit world of the TCG market, okay? You need those trading cards. Oh, yes, interesting. My car insurance, $12,000. Yes, thank you very much. Might I interest you in a Gen 1 Blastoise Holo? Yes? No? Okay. Well, you have to try. No, I don't have the cash. The COVID-19 pandemic further strained the Yakuza's finances, according to DW. Lockdowns and social distancing measures reduced demand for illegal activities like gambling, sex work, and drug trafficking, a key source of income for the criminal organization. Yeah, it's got to be really difficult. You probably want to do what a lot of people did here, which is, type up handwritten documents and go around door to door and post them in people's letterboxes with bizarre anti-COVID misinformation. Maybe the accusers should have pulled that out during the COVID pandemic. You can't say vid. Bleep all of that. Future James, bleep all mentions of the vid-19. Yakuza membership has lost its luster for younger generations, according to Tomohiko Suzuki, a renowned Yakuza expert, in a 2020 interview with The Guardian. Quote, "They have to sacrifice a lot to lead the life of a gangster, but for increasingly diminishing returns." The report painted a picture of an aging Yakuza with the average... I'm just picturing the fact that I keep saying Yakuza and Yakuza, and there's going to be someone listening who is absolutely screaming at me to pronounce it correctly. And I'll be honest, I clearly don't know how to pronounce it correctly. Okay, am I going to keep saying both? Yes. With the average member exceeding 50 and a growing number pushing into their 70s, the Yakuza is known for its well-documented history of unorthodox revenue generation, from adult entertainment to harvesting sea cucumbers. Stealing Pokemon cards likely doesn't fall in their definition of acceptable business ventures. Oh, excuse the hell out of me. Too cool for school. Sorry guys. Sea cucumbers are cool, but Pokemon cards are out, are they? All right, we're looking that up. Poached sea cucumber, Japan arrest 5 for stealing 600 kilograms of the coveted creature. Police in Japan have arrested several for allegedly poaching a huge haul of sea cucumbers, an unsightly but expensive delicacy that has attracted the attention of the country's crime syndicates. Okay, so people love these jizzy cucumbers. That's a weird one, dude. Sea cucumbers in for illegal and illicit trade. Pokemon cards out? Hello? Have you even heard of alternative investments? Jeez, come on, guys. Wait till they find out about NFTs. Report that one to your boss. Hey, I lost $40,000 in one transaction. I bought a gorilla wearing a yellow hoodie, and he has one laser eye. What does it do? It doesn't. What do you mean? What does it do? It doesn't do anything. I mean, you can probably set it as like your Twitter icon. Anyway, that's now worth $16. So, oops, my bad on that one. Sorry, guys. And speaking of spending egregious amounts of money on dumb shit, Pennsylvania priest charged for misusing $41,000 in church funds on mobile games. You know, they'll get you. It's always the microtransactions. It's either pay to win. Oh, and loot boxes. Am I right, everyone? Father Lawrence Kozak, a priest from St. Thomas More Parish in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, faces criminal charges for misappropriating over $41,000 of parish funds to finance his mobile game addiction. I don't think he's like, hey, look, let's define misappropriation, okay, and misuse. Because I would say when I'm playing Candy Crush, I didn't get it in time. Yeah, I got to buy a couple more Ricos. How is that misuse? I, as the guy who runs the shop, decided where the money went, and I decided that it went here. Thank you, Jesus. You know, that kind of stuff. According to an affidavit, Kozak utilized the parish's credit cards to make thousands of purchases on games such as Candy Crush. We knew it was going to be in there. Pokemon Go and Mario Kart Tour. Okay, what are they? Paywall Toad's Trike or something? The investigation into Kozak's spending habits began when an accountant noticed an astronomical amount of Apple transactions on the parish's credit card statements. And at the strangest times too. Every time Father Lawrence goes into the bathroom, I get 9 more fucking Apple transactions of someone buying Candy Crush levels. It's weird how that lines up. These discrepancies were initially flagged in 2022, and following an internal review, the matter was referred to law enforcement. What's the internal review? Hey, Lawrence, 32 Apple charges on the church credit card last week. Do you know anything about that? Yeah, I spent it. Okay. Case closed. Pennsylvania State Police arrested Kozak last week, alleging misuse of parish funds intended for property or services. So these discrepancies were flagged in 2022. And then 2 more years later, they're like, yeah, let's arrest this guy. How many more Candy Crush tokens have been purchased? I bet that's easily doubled. That's it. That's got to be 80K now. Or do you think he stopped? He probably stopped for a bit after, they were like, what all these transactions? He's like, oh, shit. So he stopped for a while. But 2 years, I think he started spending again. Just picturing it being like, was it Heroin Diaries? The book that Nikki Sixx wrote? This father just locking himself inside a cupboard with a shotgun, thinking he can hear police surrounding the house. Oh, they're coming for me. They're coming for me. No, you're fine. Turns out 2 more years until anything's done about it. During his interaction with police, Kozak admitted to his gambling habits, saying that he had both his personal bank card and the parish credit card linked to his iPhone for legitimate expenses before the mix-up occurred. Oh, guys, whoops. That's a classic mistake. Yeah. I thought I was putting it on my credit card. I was accidentally I thought I was spending $41,000 of my own money. Whoops. You know how that happens. He told investigators he wasn't paying attention and should have been. And guys, and when you really think about it, Is it a flub on my part, or does God just work in mysterious ways? Did God just want me to spend $41,000 of my parish's money on Candy Crush? You know, I am their connection to God. They probably just want to make me happy. Thank you for $41,000, Candy Crush. Father Kozak's case continues as he faces charges of theft and related crimes. He remains on administrative leave pending the outcome of the criminal prosecution, with the Archdiocese of Philadelphia and the parish cooperating with ongoing investigations. You ever hear like a story and you're like, how are we still investigating this? Isn't this fairly open and shut? Like, he spent, and then he even admitted, he's like, yeah, I did. I spent it. And they're like, oh, okay. Well, I guess we're going to keep investigating it. It was an accident. It was an accident. $41,000 worth of accidents at what, like $2 a pop each time. Tens of thousands of individual accidental transactions. What are we still investigating? What are we investigating? But what we should be opening an investigation into, smooth transition. Scarborough woman wants answers after being told she's dead. A woman who turned up for a hospital scan only to be told she'd already died has demanded an explanation. Bridlington Hospital staff told Susan Johnson, according to their records, she'd been dead for 4 months. NHS England said it was aware of an issue involving an incorrect civil death registration, later rectified by the patient's GP. Mrs. Johnson from Scarborough attended her hospital appointment in March 2023. The mother of two said, I gave them my letter and the first words were, oh, you're dead. I said, pardon? I was in shock. And then they put something on the computer so I could have the scan, and then they just said, bye. And that was it. Mrs. Johnson said the experience left her shaking like a leaf. Yeah, if you go up and you say, hey, I'm here for my appointment with, Dr. Peters today. And they go, oh, yeah, sure, no worries. Let me just, oh my God, you're dead. Husband Bob was angry when he heard what had happened and took Mrs. Johnson for a coffee to calm her nerves. Hey, look, I just want to let you know, I know that they said you were dead. I know the system said you were dead. I know in a weird, lining up of the stars, turn of events, last night we did watch Sixth Sense where the person did end up being dead that whole time. I just want you to know you're alive. You're fully alive. Despite what 7 separate healthcare professionals just said, you are not dead. I just need you to know that. Thank you. The retired housekeeper contacted her GP and was told the mistake had been fixed. Oh, yeah, is this Mary? Yeah. That's so weird because my computer says that you're dead, but, talking to you now, so you mustn't be. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and change it to not dead, shall I? Yeah, that'd be good. And then that way I can get my carer's allowance back so I can care for my disabled husband. Thank you so much. However, when she contacted the Department for Work and Pensions, the DWP, the bemused call handler told her the bemused call handler told her, on my computer, you're dead. Hey, I had to break this to you again. I know I'm probably the 8th person to tell you this today, but you're dead. I said, I'm not. I'm still talking to you. Solid rebuttal, Hey, you're actually dead. I'm fully talking to you right now. So, good. That's a good one, actually. Yeah, tough to still think that you're dead after that. So I said, I'm not. I'm still talking to you. I shut down completely. I didn't talk or anything. I was in my own little bubble, she recalled. Although her benefits have now been reinstated, thank God, Mrs. Johnson is still unclear as to how the mistake happened and who was responsible. She said, it was very hard and there was no one to talk to. Oh, probably made her feel isolated and like no one was listening, like she was dead. I'm not really sure what my retort would be other than, nah, I'm not. Hey, James, you're dead. Oh, nah, I don't think I'm dead. So maybe the computer's wrong, do you think? Let's see if we can run through this problem and deduce the answers together, shall we? A computer, which is a fallible device, says I'm dead. Sure, those are the facts. Here's another pretty hard-hitting fact. I'm in front of you right now telling you I'm not dead, and also asking you to please change my status from dead to not dead. So, thank you so much. Really hope we can get this one sorted. And then we had a Chinese zoo who's coming under fire for painting their dogs to look like pandas, which just, it feels in this current financial climate, feels like the grift is on everywhere. You know, we've got inflation, then we've got shrinkflation, and now we're just in full-blown dupe territory. You know, no one's coming out and saying that they're doing the dupe, but all I'm going to say is go try a Snickers. Go try a Snickers in 2024. Try a Mars bar made in 2024. Doesn't taste right, does it? Tastes weird and shit. Are my taste buds changing because I've lost a little bit of weight and I'm eating less? Perhaps. Or, more likely, they've changed the recipe. Recipes are being changed everywhere in 2024 without our notice. Packaging getting bigger. Portions getting smaller. It's the time of the dupe. We'll forever look back on 2024 as the official commencement of the dupe, because that's when they really started to go, who cares? We don't even need to like fool them anymore. You know, we're just going to do the dupe. And this zoo in Hong Kong gone whole hog on the dupe and dyed dogs black and white to look like panda bears. And there are videos circulating on Chinese social media. And if you're watching the video version of the podcast, youtube.com/@weirdbutwonderful, you'll see these panda dogs in an exhibit that opened on May 1st. They've only just opened this zoo and they've opened with a dupe. Though the animals are patterned to look like pandas, which are endemic to China and an international symbol of the country, their wagging tails gave them away. It wasn't just the wagging tails that gave them away. It was the fact that they fully look like dogs. Zoo officials told Chinese state media that they were chow chows, a fluffy dog breed originally from northern China, painted black and white to resemble giant pandas, adding that they'd clearly advertised them as panda dogs and did not make any false claims. Sure, I think there was maybe some signs changed at the last minute, or maybe the word panda was really big and dog was really small. So they're like, the people that see it and believe that they're pandas will, think that they're seeing a panda and they'll love that. And anyone who can clearly tell, which is basically anyone who looks at them, that they're dogs, will point to the sign and say, we clearly call them panda dogs. The dogs are still at the zoo, officials told NBC News by phone on Friday, where the numbers of people coming to see them remained at a normal level. Well, no, I wouldn't go see it because there's quite a lot of footage of them online. So you'd be able to see it and go, oh yeah, okay, this is a live dupe in 2024. I don't need to pay money to go see the dupe. It's a couple fucking dogs painted black and white. It's not funny at all to dye chow chow dogs to attract tourists, one commenter wrote on social media. Their fragile skin and naturally thick coats made them susceptible to skin diseases. Zoo officials defended the exhibit, saying the dogs had not been harmed. Normal people dye their hair, a spokesperson told the Evening News. Dogs can dye their hair too. It's the same as hair. That's what they said. I love that. The difference there being that a human makes the decision to dye their hair and you're just sort of like grabbing a dog and being like, you're a panda now. Not the first time that panda dogs have set off social media discussions in China. So they've maybe tried the dupe before. In 2019, a dog cafe in the southwestern province of Sichuan raised animal rights concerns with its 6 chow chows that were also dyed to look like bears. In 2020, in the same province, a panda being walked by a woman in a video that went viral was revealed to be a dyed chow chow. So this is just people are doing this. This is just a trend of people dyeing their chow chows to look like pandas to spook people out and maybe dupe them out. Spook them out and dupe them out, 2024. Other zoos in China have also been accused of having fake animals, often dogs, as they tried to present as wolves or African cats. Okay, so the dupe is on. The dupe has been going for a while. Last July, a zoo denied that its Malayan sun bears were humans in disguise after a video of one standing like a person went viral. Experts debunked the claim, and the zoo said there was no way a person in a fursuit would be able to withstand such high summer temperatures. Okay, here we go. So this is the zoo from last July. This was a Malayan sun bear that was accused of being a human being in disguise. It does look a little bit like his suit is ruffled down on the back bit. Dude, so much of this looks like a dude in a suit, but I'm pretty sure that's a bear. But again, we can't be certain. We've been duped before. We'll be duped again. And that's going to do it for this one. Some topics that didn't make the cut, but again, had great headlines. So honorable mention for these ones. Male castration website makes $600,000. Court hears. Alpaca sex. Weirder than you think. Okay. And digital afterlife calls for safeguards to prevent unwanted hauntings by AI chatbots of dead loved ones. So some honorable mentions there. Obviously, an irate male assaulting Newfoundland police officers with a block of cheese. Not a lot to report on that one, other than the fact that I thought, obviously, cheddar. I mean, you're not attacking someone with a Port Salut or a fucking Wheeler Brie, are you? No. So we're probably, that's Gruyere, that's Mimolette, that's Pecorino, that's a ched. That's definitely a cheddar. Some important information here to take out into the world, share with your friends and family. I appreciate you coming and hanging out. Again, I know you've got a million different things competing for your time and attention, so it really does mean a lot to me that you choose to spend it here with me. So also, if you've got this, hey, this is the people's show. Shape the show. If you have any weird or wonderful news articles, stories, snippets, findings, send them my way. oneweirdpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to keep up to date with me personally, you can find me at mypixelpersona on Instagram and TikTok, or at oneweirdpodcast on Instagram and TikTok for the show. Plenty of clips going out every week being posted on there. Subscribe to the YouTube. Get yourself the video version of the show each and every week. Put an asterisk on each and every week. YouTube.com/@weirdbutwonderful. Chuck a rating or review on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get podcasts. It helps people like you find the show. It's the social proof, you know. It lets people know, is it safe here? You know, open up your iTunes, open up your Spotify right now. Be the canary down the coal mine for someone and say, hey gang, jump on in. It's safe in these here waters. Probably don't say something that makes it so people would want to listen. You know, that one sounded a little bit like you were being held at gunpoint. And again, I'm just gonna go now. Look, I've said some incriminating things. Who has said them? Got the mask on, you can't tell. It's James. It's James, by the way, under here. I'll see you next week.